I haven't seen your face in like ages. Like
I
your
know
actual face.
it's been like a year or maybe
Has it
more.
actually? Yeah, yeah, over, I
I don't,
think.
yeah, because I don't know the last time me and you had an assembly together. It's
Yeah,
been
it's
so
been, it's
long.
been, how
How
are
are
you
you?
doing?
Good.
Oh my gosh, I've missed you. It's crazy. It feels like it's been like so much time and no time at all.
I know. It's been
Well,
an insane like time. So
yeah,
it
it's
makes
kind of all blending, eh?
yeah. It
Well,
literally feels like it has been ages, like years and years and years, and it also feels like the pandemic just started yesterday. No big deal.
right? I feel that
Crazy.
too.
I feel like it's just because like right now, for me personally, time is just so weird. I don't know the days of the week unless I actually check my phone or ask somebody.
Me
I
too.
I have the weirdest sleeping schedules. Sometimes I don't sleep and sometimes I sleep all day.
Yeah. It
Time
seems
is
normal though, right?
non-existent. Yeah.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Wow, we have a solid amount of people joining us right now. So, if you do not know, this is my good friend Hiba. This is awesome. I'm so excited. Hiba and I have known each other for a solid amount of time now, and it's always super awesome to
Always
just
fun.
speak. Yeah, speak with Hiba and learn from Hiba, especially. Um, so, yeah, thank you so much, and welcome everyone to another Real Talk. Sorry, we got a little chatty up front, but I hope everyone is doing well, and I encourage everyone to join us in the chat as we go along. Um, we're going to be talking today about being kind to your mind and a little bit about that. And Hiba's basically one of the best people I know at being patient and being kind to herself. So uh, I'm excited to hear some of your knowledge, but I want to start with a bit of an icebreaker, just to get things off a bit light. It is a bit of a heavy topic, right? So have you
Yeah.
discovered like any new media that you're into? Like this can be movies, music, video games, stuff like that.
Me and my sister have been binge watching Once Upon a Time
Oh,
on Disney.
really?
Yeah, I don't know what made us start, but something was like, oh, maybe we should try it. And we haven't stopped, and we simultaneously hate and love this show. It's so frustrating.
I don't think I've ever seen it. Now I have something to watch. It's gonna be really interesting. Especially
It'll
now with that. Yeah.
it'll frustrate you, believe me. But like there's parts where it's so worth it, and there's parts where you want to literally cry and scream. But it's good.
I'm
I
so
actually like
excited.
it. You should definitely check it
See,
out.
I'm
You
definitely
don't
like,
agree with me.
yeah, yeah. There's agreements. People are like him Once Upon a Time. I've never seen it. I'm really late to the game, but my friends and I have been playing Overwatch a lot.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really, really fun. And it's nice to be social, kind of in this time with my friends.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't see
Definitely.
them. Yeah, so with spring right around the corner too, like I know this winter is kind of dragged on. I don't know if it has for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, me too. With spring right around the corner, because it feels like we're not close, but we're close. What's your favorite thing about the spring?
Oh, those like days where it's raining, but it's not like cold rain. It's like nice, like chill rain, and you can go out. It's nothing crazy, but it's rain is my favorite. So anything to do with rain in the springtime, not in the winter, in the springtime.
There is a huge difference because it's raining right now, but it's not the nice type of rain.
Yeah, I don't want to go out in this.
Yeah, right? You need like layers, and I like when you just have like that light jacket and like an umbrella. And
Yeah, and you don't have to wear a big puffy jacket or a hat and a scarf and boots to go out. It's like a nice chill jacket. You go out. It's kind of like sprinkling. It's fun.
yeah,
What's your
I
favorite thing?
honestly, and I think like rain can be super therapeutic too, just listening to it against the windows. And
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
someone who agrees. There is something so beautiful about spring rain. It's magical. Yeah, I
I
totally
agree
agree.
with you. Completely agree with you.
Sean's excited for weather being nicer and going for walks. Yeah, the nice weather
I
walk.
I love scenic walks, and just
Oh,
like nice like chill scenic walks by the lake or something. Super fun. Waiting for that.
do you live like close to a lake so you can get there easily, or? I
But
feel that.
I'll drive there to take a walk by the lake. That,
That's smart. Honestly, I would too. I think, yeah, we do for sure. Okay, so that was the best icebreaker. That was so much fun. We're gonna get into serious stuff now, but it's all good serious stuff.
I
Um,
like the serious stuff too.
yeah, me too. I want to know, like, personally, how would you describe being kind to your mind?
I feel like for me personally, the way I look at it is I'm very critical of myself. There's no one in this world who is more critical of me than me. So being kind to my mind is like those moments when I have that very negative self talk is to changing it around to being like, you know what, it's completely okay. It happens. Stuff is literally going to get effed up in life. That is the entire point of living. So if I did something wrong, trying to forgive myself, taking care of myself, and being good to myself, because in the end, that's what makes my mind kind of like myself, I guess. It's a lot of like turning negative self talk into positive self talk and making sure that, I treat myself right. It's not
Yeah,
a lot easier said than done, but it's
honestly, yeah, and I think people underestimate the importance of just like that having that positive self dialogue, you know.
Mhm.
And I like what you said too. Like, it's work for sure. Like, it can be hard, and I know for me personally, some days I'm like, oh, I just want to eat junk food and be mean to myself and
Yeah,
bully myself, but like I have to sometimes you just have to work and realize like, hey, I gotta give myself a break.
yeah, definitely. I agree with you. It's just
Yeah, and Taylor
cutting
also
yourself some
agrees.
slack. Positive self dialogue is so important. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. It can totally change like your entire mood sometimes. Just because you go from being, oh my god, I'm so stupid, to being like, you know what, I messed up. It's okay. We'll try again tomorrow, and you kind of relax, have some chocolate, go for a walk. Watch TV. It's okay.
Oh, the importance of like comfort food too. Like I that's the thing. I love fitness and I love like being nutritious, but like I really want McDonald's sometimes. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Like there's nothing better than McDonald's in my eyes. And like
for me, it's Popeyes. Whenever I'm sad, I want Popeyes. Like it's my comfort food. I want Popeyes all the time, but when I'm sad and I need like a pick me food, it's Popeyes. It's
I
just
love
there.
Popeyes.
Yeah, it's comforting. It's like I've still got Popeyes. He's still my friend.
Honestly, right? I love I love Popeyes. I love all fast food, and I think it is important. Like, especially for me, because I'm like, I have to be healthy. I have to be healthy. Like, I love working out, and like, I have to
Yeah,
be like, okay, you can love working out and you can love being healthy, but you can also love McDonald's. Like,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
awesome. Oh, there's some McDonald's fans. Taylor
My
said,
favorite comfort
nothing is
food.
better than comfort food when you're feeling down. It's not a bad thing to treat yourself when you're feeling low. Exactly.
Exactly. You get it.
Yeah. Um, I want to know, like, especially with keeping your mind happy and healthy, how do you think self-care is kind of an important tool in that?
I feel like for when you have those days where maybe self talk or positive self talk is just not happening, or you're feeling extra low, doing some like good old fashioned self care, whatever it might look like to you, is a good pick me up to kind of just push away the bad day or push away the bad week and like restart everything, or just like restart. Um, for me, for example, the way that I want to explain it is like at the end of the week, if I have had a very like bad week, it's a good way to just erase all of that and get a fresh start and restart everything the next week and just kind of try and do better and
Yeah.
look to it and change your mindset a little bit because you're relaxing, you're in your moment. Part of that is taking care of yourself, so it helps you feel good about yourself, you know. And yeah, I want to ask
Yeah.
you a question. Okay? What is something that is like the one thing that you always go to for like self care to make
Oh,
sure that you're keeping your mind healthy and your thoughts healthy and just like, taking care of yourself. Like the
mine
one
is
go to thing no matter what.
no matter what, no
No matter
matter
what.
any circumstances. Okay.
No.
So it would probably be music. Like
Okay.
making music and like drums especially. I like the endorphins in the room.
Ooh.
What about
I
you?
didn't know you play drums. I
Yeah,
know how
yeah, I have a whole
hard.
set like in the room
Oh,
next to me.
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's such a cool way, a cool like self care technique. I've never heard that. That's
What
good.
about you? What's your favorite one? What's your go-to like anything you could do?
Face mask.
Yes.
Face masks. I don't know what it is. It's just you put on a face mask, your problems just kind of melt away with the bad skin.
I'm also a huge face mask person when I get the chance to have them. It's like a luxury to me. It's so exciting. So I can totally relate.
I don't.
Uh,
I can't blame you.
Diana
They just
said
feel
self
so good.
care. Yeah, yeah. Like it's. Maybe I'll go and buy one soon. Like I feel like that's a good idea.
Shoppers Drug
So
Mart
we.
has some pretty good ones for like very inexpensive prices. So
Ooh, thank you. We have a couple of comments here. So Diana says self care also involves telling yourself that tomorrow will be a better day. I love
yeah,
that.
definitely. I love that.
Uh, we be self compassionate. I agree.
Oh my god, people love
Yeah,
face masks as much as we do.
I
That's
know, right? I'm so happy about it. I love a face mask. It's like face masks. I don't know. There's something about like that self pampering, and I think like a lot of people get like weird about self pampering for some reason, but I think it's so important to be good to yourself and be like soothing to yourself.
I agree with you. And if yours looks like doing your nails, if yours looks like taking a walk, or doing face masks, then sometimes that thing can be just the pick me up you need.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice bubble bath as well in the comments. I agree. I love bubble baths.
That's
Okay.
red right there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Honestly like yeah. We could talk about like our basically hygiene routines all night because like it's so I love it. But I also want to know like this year I have particularly noticed like I'm not having a whole lot of motivation to like write music, get outside, do anything. Have you noticed it like a little bit more even different to do self-care this year?
Yes, this year and last year, throughout this entire quarantine pandemic episode, um, I feel like a lot of like I'm a creative person and a lot of my inspiration the world around me. And if I'm stuck in my apartment 24/7 all day every day, it's the motivation and the inspiration are just kind of very up and down. Like there's days where I am so
Mm-hmm.
ready and inspired to do literally everything, create, to make this, to make that, to do this, to do that, and then there's days where I don't want to do anything. There's no motivation to even get out of bed, and I think that's just it's very common these days from like me talking to other people as well. And you said it yourself, but I honestly I don't know how to get out of it. I feel like it's just when things start to get better, that will also start getting better because we can go out and have some fresh air and be around people again. That's just what I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
I'm hoping, yeah, for sure. I mean, like, yeah, I'm definitely like, it's so hard. Like we were talking about, like, time kind of seems to blend lately. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
the day or what time it is sometimes. And it's definitely important to practice self care.
I agree
Wow.
with you.
We have tons of great tips coming in. Getting my nails done is my favorite self care. A good cry. I Cannot
Oh yeah,
stress the importance of a good cry.
that's crying is great.
Oh, it's such a release. Reading, scented candles. I love scented candles.
I have this one. It smells like mangoes. It's fantastic.
Oh, we just got one for the house. It smells like I can't even describe it. It's like a winter scent, but it's so nice.
Ooh, it's just fun. It's great.
I know, and
It's exciting.
it changes the mood of a room too, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Taylor said the importance of changing your clothes and not staying in your PJs really helps motivate when staying home this past year. Yeah, 100. I
Ooh,
actually do this every day.
I'm really bad at that. I am so way too lazy to change out of my PJs to into like actual like clothes that I have, and I feel like that's actually a very good tip. I'm gonna try that because I feel like I could probably use that.
Yeah. Oh, it actually like it. I found myself getting out of routine, and it really bothered me. And just having that routine of like putting regular clothes on every day really helped my mental health for some reason. So
Okay,
yeah, definitely try it out.
I'm gonna try that. I guess it's the little things, right? Sometimes it just makes you feel like it's still January of 2020 or December of 2019 when things were kind of okay, and COVID was like it's not here. It's
Hmm.
like a little thing happened somewhere in the world.
Yeah, because it's basically been we're coming up on the year soon.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's definitely like yeah, it's wearing on a lot of people, and I think it's important to like talk about when you are feeling like really drained with all of it because a lot of people are feeling that way as well, and you're definitely not alone in that. I am. Hiba is like yeah, it's very
Yeah.
normal right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's very normal. And all we can hope for is that it'll get better once things start getting better and
Yeah,
opens up again.
that's what I'm hoping. Yeah, and it will. That's the thing. That's
Yeah,
something that is guaranteed. It will happen again.
yeah, I agree. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So Una said even just the top half are being on screen. I agree.
That's what I did.
Uh, we got another one saying so true. Una PJs plus blazers all the way. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm about that too. I wear sweatpants. Sweatpants are kind of like my pajamas, I guess.
yeah. Mine is like PJ pants from Walmart. They're like 3 times my size, but they're so comfortable.
Yeah, like again, clothes. It's another super comforting thing, like textures and clothes, pajamas. I love like a fresh pair of cozy pajamas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like something that's just very soft, like just nice, gentle softness. Can't go wrong.
Blanket. Oh my gosh, we could go on lists of like just different self care kind of advice, but I want to keep kind of on topic because I would love to talk about all of our self
I know
care.
we
Hey,
like.
Sarah!
Hi, Sarah.
Yay! That's so exciting. Sorry, I got off topic. I just got very excited. Uh, Someone who is very special to the organization just showed up, so very exciting about that.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
Hi.
I hope you're doing well, Sarah. Um, so I know I've had a lot of issues getting my mind kind of out of a dark spot. Um, what are some ways that you found, like, especially when you're like, oh, wow, this is really heavy. I don't know what to do. What are some ways that you've kind of been like, okay, how I'm going to drag myself out. This is how I'm going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. For me, when I have those times, and I do, it comes with bipolar territory. Um, I distance myself from everything, and not in like a bad way. Not like, oh my god, I don't want to talk to my friends or I don't want to talk to my family or whatever. I spend time with myself, whether it's sleeping, whether it's talking, whether it's doing literally nothing, but I don't like surrounding myself with people. I like surrounding myself with just myself because a little while after I start doing that, I start to talk to myself like in my mind and having some very rational conversations. Those rational conversations are literally what helped me get out, because I talk to myself as if my friend was going through this and I was giving them advice. But I can't do that if I have a bunch of people around me, because then they're going to give me advice, or I'm going to go to them and ask for advice. I would rather come to me and ask for myself, because I know exactly what I'm going through. I don't have to explain it to anybody or put it into words. Um, Another thing I like doing is being creative. It I don't know what it is. Like, I like designing and I like creating things.
Mm-hmm.
So being creative, just that in itself, pulls me out of that bubble of like darkness.
Yeah, I
And it
know. Yeah.
gets the juices flowing and like, I don't know, makes me really happy. And those two things every single time get me out.
Yeah, I totally get that. I'm interesting. I need my peoples around. Um, I'm lucky I have like amazing support. So like they're always there if I need to talk to them. But I'm also kind of like you. I like to process by myself as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if something's going on, I kind of like to be alone for a bit and figure out how I'm feeling. And especially when it's too, I can relate to like the really dark feeling and being like, oh, like I don't know how
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of this. Um, but I know that being alone can kind of help with processing how I'm feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with you. I feel like the key is that when you are spending time with yourself, you need to know when to ask for help from an outsider, because you
Mm-hmm.
notice yourself going down even worse, on an even worse spiral. Like, I'm very grateful for my friends and my family, and if I do start going down in like a worse spiral, I will go to them and ask for help. But you got to be very self-aware of that, because it gets dark when you're by yourself in that very like down moment. But it helps me definitely.
Yeah, and like, yeah, I totally agree. And that's why I said, like, we can learn so much from you because, like, you are one of the best people at kind of practicing what you preach, you know?
Hey, you're
We
so
have some,
kind.
no, I mean it 100%. We have some amazing comments too. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. This is awesome. I dragged myself out those times by saying to myself, I've done the best I could, and I have no guilt or shame over anything.
So
That's awesome.
important. That is
Hmm.
so important.
Self talk is so healing. I like to write my thoughts and give myself advice after. That's awesome.
Ooh, kind of like letters. You're writing letters.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Touch is healing. Touch is very healing. Very healing. Avoid crawling back into bed and sleeping, possibly journaling, release how I'm feeling. That's awesome too. Um, Taking space for yourself can be super healing. It helps ground you and helps you work through the bad stuff in your head. Never have shame about taking space. I agree.
Yes, I agree with you. It's
Uh,
completely okay, and sometimes it's what you need.
yeah, like I enjoy my space, you know? Thank you
Too.
so much for popping
I love
by, Sarah, as well. Sarah had to head
my
out.
Sarah.
Una said, I use what I call anchoring. It's about scanning my mind for the one single thought that sparks the feeling of hope for possibilities. That's awesome. I haven't actually used that, but I
That
will now.
that's so cool, Una. I
Have
love
you heard of
that.
that, Hippa? Have you used that one
I have
before?
never heard of that, but that is so cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
did not
amazing.
know that was a thing, but it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it is like, especially in times like this where it's like, where is the hope? I think it's important to kind of seek out the hope,
You
you
gotta
know?
find it somehow.
Yeah, totally. Um, I want to know, like, let's talk about positive affirmations because we kind of went over them, but they are actually proven to shift your mind and shift your thinking and shift your own view of yourself, which is really
Yeah,
cool.
it
I
is.
like to call them brain hacks almost. Um,
I like
It's kind of
that.
like, yeah, you're kind of hacking
I
yourself
like that.
into feeling good about yourself, you know? Um, but yeah, they're very, very, very amazing. And they work incredibly. But I want to know, like, how do you think that they can help with being kind to your mind, and how do you kind of use them?
I think that so affirmations are very good at helping you change your perspective, which is what I like. Whenever I've used them, it's changed my perspective from very negative to very positive, whatever the situation might be. And I feel like they can really help in that sense because it can help you see a different view of yourself and like see yourself in a different light, and almost I feel like it's a good way to have like an outsider's perspective of yourself. Almost, I don't know if that makes sense, but
It
for
totally
me,
makes sense. Yeah.
I'm almost like looking at myself or watching myself or speaking to myself as another person when I'm using affirmations like that. And I think that that's it helps because it doesn't always feel like you're talking to yourself. It almost feels like you're talking to a friend and you're telling them this one thing as a friend and you're explaining this like subject as a friend. And sometimes that helps. At least that helps me because
Hmm.
I'm very good at giving advice to my friends and helping them, but sometimes I'm so bad at doing the same for myself. So if I have
Same.
perspective, it helps me kind of stay grounded and gain that perspective about myself and be like, hey, it's completely fine. I am okay. I'm gonna get through this. And this is just one moment and it doesn't define everything else.
Yeah, and I remember like my favorite piece of advice that I've ever had was be your own best friend. Um,
Yeah.
and be as kind to yourself as you would be your best friend. And
Oh,
I
I
think,
love that.
yeah, it really changed my life
I
because
love
I'm like, why
that.
am I so mean to myself? Why am I so on myself? Like, maybe I should be a little bit gentler and nicer, you know?
I love that. I completely agree with that. Do you feel like there that you have an easy time kind of following that advice for yourself, or is
Yeah.
it tough?
Kind of. Some days are easier than others. Like, I think it depends on the situation too. Like,
True.
um, yeah, like if I'm get a bad grade in like school or something, I'm like, oh, and I can shift it back. But if it's something like really traumatic, it's a bit harder. But I think it's important to at least try.
That's good. No, I agree with you. At least you're trying to put in that effort and trying to see it from that perspective. That's what
Yeah, for
matters.
sure. What about you?
I I'm gonna start using that
Yeah.
because I feel like that's important. That's a good way. But seeing myself as a friend, no matter what like the situation is so hard for me. It is one of the most hardest things because I know I'm not the friend. It's my mind is like, yeah, but you're not. You're
But
you.
it's you. Yeah.
You're Hiba. Like it's fine. You're fine, but you're not the friend to yourself. But
No, I
it's
absolutely
like
get
you
it.
said, you gotta try. You can't just not try.
It's really hard too sometimes, like especially when you do feel that dark cloud to be like, hey, you're worth it, you're important, but like you are 100%.
Well, I agree.
Has there ever been a time that like you found it hard to reach out? Your mind kind of stopped you. I know, like especially with me, like sometimes I overthink stuff, and I'm like, I shouldn't. I'm bothering this person. Oh no, maybe I shouldn't be talking to them about this. Have you
Yeah,
ever experienced stuff like that too?
I used to, especially when I was first like struggling a lot with my mental health and my mental health journey, and I kept it. I wouldn't say a complete secret. Like, I mean, I feel like if you know me, you would have realized, like, oh, there's something going on there. But
Hmm.
I didn't tell people just because I didn't want to upset my parents or upset my sister or upset my friends or burden anybody. And it didn't do anything good for me, to be honest. It messed me up a lot more. But right now, I don't do that as often. I do that sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It happens. I'm a
Hmm.
human being.
You're
But
human, right?
I try my best to either reach out to a friend or literally like give my mom a hug when I'm like feeling just one of those very low moments, because that helps. Um, or just like hanging out with my sister, whatever it might be. It's it's gotten easier, but back in the day, it's like 5, 6 years ago, especially, was like when it was really bad. I did not tell anybody. It did not go well, but I refused. I did not want to burden people. I did not want to upset people.
That makes
I wanted,
sense though.
yeah, I wanted them, my image of in their minds. I wanted it to remain just like a happy, bubbly, optimistic, loud, crazy, annoying person without with like no mental health problems, no
Hmm.
issues. She's fine.
Yeah, I get it for sure. Um, yeah, no, like again, you are so strong and like thank you so much. Always like every time you talk, like sometimes I'm like, wow, Hiba, you really are like a gem to this world and you have so much to give. Um,
So
so
sweet.
we have a few more comments. Taylor said, I love keeping screenshots of affirmations in my notes. So when I'm down, I can quickly go and read them to myself. Oh my God, yes, Hiba, I
Oh,
just hugged my
yes.
mom without saying anything about how I'm feeling. Yeah, it's super
Yeah,
awesome. See,
I did
tons of
that
people are
literally the other
relating.
day. I was like having a very crappy morning, and I was going out to run errands with my sister. And before I left, I just want to give my mom a hug, and she's like, "What's wrong?" I said nothing at all, but the hug helped. That's what I needed, you know.
Hmm. And sometimes, like, I know I, I I joke that I'm kind of like grumpy about hugs and oh, don't touch me, I don't want a hug. But sometimes, like, you need a
You need a hug.
hug.
Sometimes that's what you need.
Yeah. Um. Uh. So, what are some ways, especially during COVID? I'm finding different ways to be creative. Have you found any creative, like, new ways to keep happy and healthy? Especially like towards the end of winter. Any indoor kind of advice that you have for people?
Um, I bought a PlayStation.
Mmm.
Um, I my creative outlets are either listening to music or watching movies, playing like um games, or doing like digital art. I think digital art is what helps me the most. It just kind of, once I'm in that zone, it's hard for me to get into the zone sometimes. But once I'm in the zone, I can literally like design some random stuff for hours and hours and hours. So that's what's helped me. It's the one of like those, I guess, 3, 4 things are the things that have kind of helped me kind of stay creative, because you
Mm-hmm.
get inspiration from the games and the TV shows and the movies, and then put it into my art or my creative works, and it it helps me kind of remember like it's not going to last forever. This is gonna end, and we're gonna get creativity or inspiration from outside. Eventually, we're gonna go outside.
I'm so excited. Yeah, and like I think creativity, especially right now, like there's so much good stuff coming out and so much good media, like movies, music. I know like artists are releasing like crazy right now, eh?
Yes. See,
So,
Taylor Swift released a song, like she remade one of her old songs, and
oh, really?
at heart, I will forever be a Swiftie, so I went insane, and that song has been on repeat for a little while. So,
Which one was it?
love story.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that on your story actually. You were listening to that. That's so funny. Yeah,
It's just I was working and I played it and I couldn't stop playing it. It was just one of those things, like nostalgia, you know.
and like
Ah,
sometimes there's those songs where it's like, okay, no, I can listen to this over and over on repeat and repeat and repeat.
yep. That's that was that song.
I see. I like Taylor Swift. I've never like listened to a full album by Taylor Swift, but like her songs are catchy. She's a good
They
writer too.
are catchy. Like they will get stuck in your head for the rest of your life. Some of them will. There's "You Belong with Me." Everybody knows it.
Oh
We're
yeah,
never we're never ever getting back together. Come on,
iconic.
everybody knows it.
I'm so amazed that you're doing like digital media and like art and stuff too. That's
I'm
so cool.
excited. How are you? What are Have you discovered any new creative outlets for yourself? like in this time?
Um,
Anything that you maybe never did before, but now realize that it's actually really helping you?
Honestly, it's been like kind of same old for me. I know my outlets pretty well. But I've really gotten into like it sounds super nerdy, but like kind of political simulators and stuff like that where you run your
Oh,
own nation.
interesting.
And I think it's just a really nice way to familiarize myself with more politics and because I really like politics and yeah, it's been really fun and it's not super creative, but it's a game, right? Um,
Okay.
but I also I draw a little bit like here and there, like I'll sketch. I find sketching really therapeutic, just like even if I'm on the phone with someone, just like doodling on a piece of paper or something, you know?
That's cool. I can't draw. I can't draw at all.
I can't either, but my circles look really nice. I can assure you.
Dude, circles are very hard to draw. Like perfect circles, especially, very difficult.
Yeah, honestly, I I was not great in high school art just because I could not like draw the circles properly or yeah.
But any like my sister actually knows this story. Is my art teacher in grade 9 or 10 literally made me cry. Like I
Really?
I hated him. It was we had to draw a perspective house, I believe, and I was like this off from being perfect, and he made me stay back like 3 or 4 times. He like redraw this entire
Really?
house,
Oh
and
no.
he literally made me cry.
My art
It was
teachers were
bad.
so nice. That's so bad. My art teachers were awesome.
Not mine.
Oh no, that's
Oh,
so sad. I wish you had my art teachers.
me too. And I actually like art.
Yeah, right? We've got a question. Do you have any advice for staying active at home?
Ooh, good question.
Ooh.
Would you like to go first?
Yeah, I can. I think just like YouTubing. I know a lot of people are YouTubing like workouts right now, and that's really popular. Also, just like I don't know, going out for walks. I always say that walks are nice. I'm not a big walker, unfortunately. I wish I was. I wish I walked a lot more. But I know it helps a lot of people, especially getting outside.
Yeah.
I just like to work out in my garage and do like cardio stuff like that. What about you? How have you been keeping active?
I haven't.
That's
Not
fair too.
I my mom has. My mom takes walks. If when it's nicer outside, she'll like walk all the way to the intersection and then walk back. A lot of people in my building do that. Um, I haven't because I don't like walking
Me
for like health
either.
purposes. But if you take me to a lake and we're hanging out, I will walk the entire length of the lake. You know. But for health purposes, I like fitness or like keeping active. I can't. I can't. I will get bored and tired. I would rather go like run on a treadmill to be honest than
Me
like
too.
walk.
Okay, so when all of COVID is over, we are going to a lake sometime, and we're just gonna go
Yes.
for a walk. Like we're
Yes.
gonna get active. We're gonna do this together. We're gonna do it.
Yes. I actually know a few. We got this.
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm being so serious. We're gonna do it.
We're good.
So we're getting close to the end. I want to know, like, especially for people whose friends are having a tough time right now, but want to start practicing self care and being a bit nicer to themselves. Do you have any advice that you would give them? Maybe how to start, how to even be a bit nicer to themselves sometimes.
I feel like one of the things I would say is ask your friend what their favorite thing to do is by themselves. Like, what is your favorite thing to do by yourself? Because I feel like that's how like self care routines start for me. Is like, what do I like doing in my alone time when I'm just sitting here by myself,
Yeah.
right? Like that's why I like face masks so much. Just by myself doing nothing, I will put on a face mask. So when I'm having that tough day, my go-to will be a face mask because that is one of my favorite things to do,
Hmm.
right? If you have a friend who's going through something rough or just a rough patch or struggling or anything, ask them what their favorite thing to do is when they're by themselves. I feel like that's a good place to start to figure out, oh, I like this and I like this. And I think this actually really helps me feel better. And I feel really good when I do this. And go from there.
That's awesome advice, actually, because I didn't even think of that. Like, everything I do for self care is stuff that I do, like, by myself, in my spare time.
Yeah. It's just in that moment, it's what makes you feel better because I feel like it helps you connect with yourself.
Oh,
Wow.
totally. Yeah, no, I like, especially for me, like, video games all the time. I could play them, like, I don't get bored of them. I don't know what it is. It's so bad.
Same. I am like, why did I buy a PlayStation? I got low key like addicted. Not addicted, but it's bad. I can't.
I
I can't.
know! You can't put it down, eh?
It's okay.
But
It's all fun. Got nothing else to do right now.
see, I've got a PlayStation 2 and I have a Switch, and I was like, I'm never gonna use the Switch, but like I use it so much now because I can just bring it everywhere with me, right? Like I can
Yeah.
bring it to the kitchen table when I'm eating breakfast.
And you're like cereal.
Yeah, I wish I was joking.
I honestly I can't say that I haven't tried doing that, but I can't do that with a PlayStation controller. I have to watch what I'm playing.
Yes. Oh, we
I,
got a few more comments. Lake idea is so good. Have to make more time for lake walks. Yeah, me too.
they're fantastic.
Uh, just just stretching or doing some yoga poses helps me because I wasn't always the most active person. So the little stuff helps. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I agree with you. It's that little stuff that can maybe bring you to doing more active things, but you gotta start somewhere, right? And if
Yeah.
it helps you stay active, then that's awesome.
Yeah. 100%. So we're just about to wrap up, everyone. Thank you so much for joining and everyone
Thank
being
you,
so.
everyone. Your comments were awesome. I love
It was
talking.
so interactive. I just and if anyone has listened to the whole thing, you just joined. It will be up after this. I firmly or highly, highly, highly suggest listening to it because Hiba is absolutely brilliant and one of
So
the most compassionate,
we
kind.
we just
I
get
could go on.
we just get along really well. That's what it
We
is.
always have.
I know, right? Our assemblies rock.
I know, right?
They're
I
so
always
much
get
fun.
so excited. But yeah, no, it's been, you've given a lot of amazing advice, especially for people who are just learning how to be nice to their brains, and it's super appreciated. And again, I always love hanging out with you a bit and
I
chilling.
know,
And
it was
we'll
so fun.
definitely, yeah, we're gonna go to the lake once this is all
Of
over.
course. Of course.
So,
We have to.
oh, 100%. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming, and we will be here same time next week. And yeah, I hope you learned something. Again, this will be posted. Thank you so much, Eva. I'm so
Of
excited
course.
to do this again soon.
I'm excited for that.
And it was awesome to catch up.
It was. It was so nice seeing you.
Yeah. All right, everyone. I hope
All
everyone
right,
has a great night, and
everyone. Have a good
we'll see you
night.
next week. Bye, everyone.